Discipline and united action are the real source of strength for the nation. I believe that democracy is the best guarantor for peace and cooperation among nations. We would consider it our moral duty to lend all support to the ending of colonialism and imperialism so that people everywhere are free to mold their own destiny. The Biodiversity Convention has not yielded any tangible benefits to the world's poor. We believe in peace and peaceful development, not only for ourselves but for people all over the world. I dream of an India that is prosperous, strong and caring. An India that regains a place of honor in the comedy of great nations. We believe in peace and the settlement of all disputes through peaceful means, in the abolition of war, and, more particularly, nuclear war. I try to indulge my muse whenever I am able to get away from it all. We must fight for peace bravely as we fought in war. I have a vision of India, an India free of hunger and fear, an India free of illiteracy and want. Terrorism has become a festering wound. It is an enemy of humanity. It is easy to win elections by raising slogan of Garibi Hatao, but slogans do not remove poverty. It is most regrettable that nuclear energy is being harnessed for making nuclear weapons. There was an implicit conviction that the UN would be stronger than the sum of its constituent member states. Global interdependence today means that economic disasters in developing countries could create a backlash on developed countries. Non-alignment will continue to be the fundamental basis of our approach to world problems and our relations with other countries. Truth cannot be hidden for fear that somebody would exploit it. I would like that no citizen of the state feels alone and helpless. The entire nation is with them. We believe in the dignity of man as an individual, whatever his race, color, or creed, and his right to better, fuller, and richer life. In the euphoria after the Cold War, there was a misplaced notion that the UN could solve every problem anywhere. No state should be allowed to profess partnership with the global coalition against terror, while continuing to aid, abet and sponsor terrorism. We believe in freedom, freedom for the people of each country to follow their destiny without external interference. We believe that ultimate victory will be ours, because we best represent the needs and aspirations of India today. I had always been feeling uncomfortable in my mind about giving advice to others and not acting upon it myself. Our nuclear weapons are meant purely as a deterrent against nuclear adventure by an adversary. We can win respect in the world only if we are strong internally and can banish poverty and unemployment from our country. My government is committed to carrying out electoral reforms. It is our firm resolve to keep criminal elements away from power. We cannot afford to spend millions and millions over nuclear arms when there is poverty and unemployment all around us. The reality is that international institutions like the UN can only be as effective as its members allow it to be. We are a very big and vast government, and naturally, every ministry is becoming bigger and bigger. It becomes, therefore, essential that there should be proper coordination. I am convinced that education, especially higher education, is that endeavor which will catapult India into a higher orbit of development. It is that undertaking which will, in innumerable tangible and intangible ways, benefit all our other undertakings in diverse fields of development. The linkage between education and development is direct and simple. Higher education enhances human capital, which in turn makes higher growth possible, and universal education universalizes the fruits of development. Our country has often stood like a solid rock in the face of common danger, and there is a deep underlying unity which runs like a golden thread through all our seeming diversity. I am not as simple as I look. The importance of education and higher education transcends the material benefits it brings to individual and society. All too often, we tend to focus mostly on the economic benefits of education. That, of course, is an important dimension, which must receive our paramount attention. However, the non-material benefit of learning to the learner himself, and to society as a whole, must not be lost sight of. No doubt we have to have bigger projects, bigger industries, basic industries, but it is a matter of the highest importance that we look to the common man, the weakest element in the society. Education, in the truest self of the term, is a process of self-discovery. It is the art of self-sculpture. It trains the individual not so much in specific skills or in specific branch of knowledge, but in the flowering of his or her latent intellectual, artistic and humanist capacities. I tremble when I am reminded of the fact that I have to be in charge of this country and Parliament, which had been led by no less a person than Jawaharlal Nehru. I remember how difficult it was in my student days to gain access to college education, and how rarer still was the entry into universities. We have come a long way since independence in democratizing college and university education, which has moved closer to rural populations and also to the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and other marginalized sections of our society. We have to surmount the difficulties that face us and work steadfastly for the happiness and prosperity of our country. For more quotes, like, share and subscribe.